This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Angoa.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay.
I feel like I'm sunken, but we shall rise again. Don't worry. At some point.
They keep rising until the lambs become lions. Yes.
Very, very. This thing.
Okay.
It's good, though. Don't worry. Actually, I subscribe to optimism on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday morning.
Yes, exactly. Everybody's doing okay this morning? And yes. Confirmed, yeah, I'm just very low, like literally low, physically low in the seat. At some point, we shall switch things around. Don't worry. And I hope everybody's doing well. Getting into the conversation this morning, it's Wednesday. It's the 24th of June. And I hope everybody's doing well as we get into things this morning. I want to tell you what we'll be discussing today. In terms of conversations and so many things going on at the same time. But that notwithstanding, I'll tell you about the conversations that we will have today. At my phone has even refused to operate. At 7 o'clock today, we will have a conversation with the governor of Bungoma County. His name is Ken Lusaka. He'll join us at 7 a.m. Sindio?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. He'll
Mine
join us.
has to be flying around today. Oh my God.
Sindio?
Because some people can dance anyway.
Yeah. Let's see how that conversation will go at 7. The good governor will join us at that hour, and we're going to be talking about quite a number of things today. Even am I the one who's blind? No, I'm not the one who's blind. I can actually see once again. Accountability and transparency at the county level is the conversation that we'll be having today. Coming to the final year of this particular term, let's hear what it is that has been happening, and let's ask a couple of questions.
Coming to what? The final what?
Oh, the year of this term.
Okay.
Finally,
yes.
Exactly.
So it's the hope that you have elicited in me.
Oh, suddenly you've woken up.
The end of suffering.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's our conversation for 7. So the good governor joins us at that hour. At 8 o'clock, Philip Itale is the director of communications for the ODM party. Abby Zwena is a political analyst, and she also is part of Linda Monainchi. The Sifuna ouster and the Gen Z demos commemoration is a combination of a conversation that we'll be having this morning with both of them, because a lot of things are flying out at the moment. Rigathi Gachagua came out yesterday and said, you guys, I know what is being planned. And as a father and as a grandfather, as your senior uncle, I'm asking you to not come out on Thursday because it's going to be bad. This is what he said. They plan to kill us. Don't give them an opportunity to kill us. This is what he said yesterday. And of course, the PS Interior, the CS Interior, members of parliament have come out to say you can protest, you can commemorate, however, Mola MP was a little bit more explicit in his thoughts about what would happen if people came out and destroyed.
There's a lot to be said.
There's a lot to really then have to deal in terms of what could possibly happen, and whether the stance of the people still is that we will commemorate our fallen. So that's a conversation that we will then have at 8 o'clock. We're going to round things out then with a conversation at 9 o'clock today with Simon Malenya, who is technical lead advocacy and treaty bodies at IMLU, and Anthony Karumba is the president of One Tribe, One Nation Gen Z movement. We'll be talking about remembering fallen Gen Zs today and a quest for justice in terms of coming out to protest about particular things. So that's what the conversation looks like today. It's the eve of the Gen Z protest 2024 and what happened on that day and what it essentially meant. So we'll look into a lot of these things today. Karibuni Sana, thank you for joining us in the Situation Room on this Wednesday. It's Hump Day. And as we get into it, we can see you getting into the room this morning. Talk to us. Our live streams are up on YouTube, Facebook, and on X. And a very good morning to our audience on KTN today. As we get into these conversations, thank you already for being here. You want to tell Joe which country we're in?
Joe, the country that you're in is beautiful by virtue of the fact that with different tribes and ethnicity, it makes this country a beautiful country. It has one of the best sandy beaches in the world. I was actually voted the best beach in the world. We're talking about Diani, or you would as well just go to North Coast where Ndu loves, that is Kilifi, and enjoy the white sandy beaches that there is there. But unfortunately as well, it is a country that has odious debt, as many would say, amounting to 12 trillion shillings. Where despite having a progressive constitution, we continue to see violation of the same. Many would say, when did the rain start beating us? But let's go to the proverb. The proverb comes from the coast, and it says, pesa za urongo zina mwisho. In English, money made from lies has an end, or ill-gotten wealth has a due date. How would you interpret it?
Well, I know that country.
Yeah.
It is rich in odious debt.
Yes.
It is rich in money ya uongo. And the reason doesn't last long. That's why we don't see the development or the impact of those resources. So my interpretation would be, easy come, easy go. Simple. Easy come, easy go.
It's true.
And how would you interpret it?
Well, if you don't work for it, the truth of the matter is that it's like, it's fleeting in nature. It just comes like top ash and it's gone. Top fire, burns and then goes. But you find that the stuff that you work for stays around a little longer, or maybe then has actually built a foundation upon which you can go. I bet you that the folks who get money in an ill manner. Does that even make sense? Yeah. Ill-gotten wealth, essentially, or any money that you get through a source or through a process that is untoward, that you either don't sleep at night or you don't even know what you've done with it.
Or you spend the money protecting yourself because you're afraid someone's going to get it.
Exactly.
Alternatively, once you leave, no one else knows how to take care of that wealth. You know, every time we talk about generational wealth, but I think the God we serve as well usually has a way of dealing with such people.
That's true.
How I wish that God can be our constitution. Because the God in heaven is doing his work. But here on earth, we need this godly document to deal with such. Well, yep.
It is true. Okay, so we say hello to people? Yes. Thank you for tuning in. This is The Situation Room. Dennis Tolaseto, Ndroko, and Joe Kamanya with you today as we get into conversations. But thank you for coming into the room. And let's say, Evie, good morning. She has done the political wave. Even you, I can see you as a politician. I can. Greet the people too. Okay, just tell Mutanu to hold on, because I have one brain and two hands. I am unable to do 3 million things at the same time. I am not Paul the octopus. Those of you who are not in this room would not understand what I'm saying, but just give it a minute, okay? Very good morning to you tuning in today. Good morning from Mombasa. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Kiaria Peter, put it on a t-shirt, put it in a bottle, let's drink it. My goodness. Kimiak. You would love Kimiak, Joe.
Yeah.
Good morning, Team Spice. Another cool Wednesday morning to remind you that nothing good will come out of the Kenya Kwanzaa administration.
Hello, Kim.
Good morning.
You said it's only a year. We are going to the final year. So, Kim, there is hope.
Okay. And Jim says, good morning, Psalm 63, verse 3. Okay, maybe we should go look that up.
Yeah.
And Hisa Daniel says, good morning, Team Spice. Good morning to you. Kelvin Gitagia says, good morning. Hello, good morning from this end. A lovely morning from your end as well. Bernard Ogamba says, good morning, big team. Spicing the day from Nairobi. Invite the CEO betting board to tell us what's happening there. Almost the entire media platforms have become gambling sites. Okay, I'm not quite sure that would be a conversation that we would then be able to push in that regard. But I hear what you're saying. Let's take your greetings and we go into that. Interestingly enough, what I'm trying to get rid of right now is a betting ad that has just come here to just disturb my feed. So I get what you're saying on that. Mark Mwangi says, good morning to you. Osena Mark says, good morning, Spice. Kesho ndio ile siku. Okay. And we kind of skipped here. Samuel Bisimwa says, good morning, Spice family. Cliff Sunday says, good morning, Team Spice. Just a thought. What new depressing information will we learn from the government today? Yikes. Isaac Gashema says, good morning, Team Spice. I'm locked from Nakuru. And Leo says, hello, Princess Indra Naseto. This nation's biggest threat is a regime of day praisers. They see nothing in its doing, but see everything wrong with people demanding accountability from their government. Yes. Isaac Ali says, good morning. First they tax the road, then they tax the fuel. Now they'll toll the journey. At this rate, the only thing moving freely in Kenya is the government's hand into your pocket. Yikes, yes. Another yikes moment. Joe Mungai says, good morning from Bonnie Lake in Washington. Ryla made sure that ODM produced quality legislators and governors. Can we trust Gachagua to walk that path? Can you?
Can you?
Christina says, good morning. Tuned in as well. Karibu Sana. Clement Ochola says, hello and good morning from Kwachocha. Actually, some employees ni okay.
Some employers.
Some employers are what?
Ni wakatili.
Ni wakatili. What is that?
Inhumane.
Or inhumane?
I would say that.
Okay. Daniel Churu says, blessed Wednesday morning, dear friends. Tuning in from one of the best sessions in Kenya. Asante sana. Have a great one, dear compatriots. Good morning to you. Erica War says, good morning, guys. Good morning. And Gabriel says, good morning as well. Tela seto oyaore.
Oyaore hinya.
Okay, very good. And in Hausa, we say inakwana. Inakwana is, where is sleep? Or how is the morning? How was your sleep?
Oh.
Yeah, or where is sleep now?
Up and down.
I love language. Up and down. You guys are so. Bwangi Juma says, good morning. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Linda Agola says, bonjour, mes amis. Greetings to Joe.
Bonsoir. Bonjour.
Bonsoir is now later.
No, bonsoir is corrupt.
You've
It's
corrupted
pidgin
the bonjour.
English for the Sishawa people.
Shalwa.
Sishawa.
Okay.
They say good morning, that bonsoir.
Instead of good bonsoir is good evening.
If they have it
They
twisted.
switched it. Somebody's-
Or they taught me wrong.
They taught-
Maybe I need to go back.
That Seshola chick lied to you.
I know.
Did you?
Thank you for speaking my mind.
Did you?
I need to drink some Kool-Aid.
Yes. I need to go back.
You do, and confirm. Bwangi Juma says, is it double standards for the CS internal security to lecture chiefs and police not to engage in politics? Is he not bound by the same law? One would imagine.
Give them tablets, Kwanza Bwana.
That he is. Jennifer Tenyi says, good morning, Ndu Spice family. Aseto, tuned in from cold Kikuyu. Can't wait for my one by one dosage. Yes. Karibu sana. Prince Calvin says, good morning, Team Spice. Kesho ndio holiday yetu. Let's meet at Parliament Roads na bendera ya Kenya. Okay, looks like that might be the plan. Caroline Nyambura says, good morning, everybody. Nawapenda sana. Wishing you a blessed day ahead. Antonina Kihika is also tuned in and says, shine in everything you do. Do it to the best of your ability. Welcome back, JK.
They're happy to be here.
Vintage Oak says, good morning, Ndu Dennis. Hi, all set for the show. Kabisa. And thank you for being here this morning. And Nyakundi Emmanuel says, good morning. Blessed day ahead. Asante to you too as well. Mark Mwangi says, good morning. Explain to me how coffee farmers can be paid within 5 days of coffee berries supply if it isn't an elephant lie. So they said they were paid now. Were they paid? Who's a coffee farmer in the house? Can you tell us if that payment actually came through? Henry Acceptor says, good morning, Spice family. Aseto, Joe, Ndu, our princess, our own princess. Yes. Tuno Apenda Wote, thank you so much, and a very good morning to you. Luhimbo's tuned in this morning. I missed you guys yesterday, but here I am today. Always a good thing. Something that you don't work for is not painful. Yes, it's true, like our corrupt politicians. Sarah Kilonso says, good morning, Team Spice. Why is almost everyone telling the Gen Z to stop the protests? Do they know something? Well, Gachagua came out and said it very clearly. He was not guessing. He said they're going to kill us. That's what he said yesterday. I heard my own things.
No, you heard it right. I think there is a lot to be said about. I think a lot of people are trying to hijack the revolution and seek political expediency. Remember, and this is a very interesting and worrying conversation we must have.
Yeah.
When the revolution started, when the uprising came on board in 2024, people are calling for the Shuka Dereva, Shuka Makanga.
Yeah.
They wanted the president and his deputy out of office. They also asked the late Baba stay home.
Stay home.
We've got this.
This is our fight, yeah.
This is our fight. Now, all these political honchos, the likes of Kalonzo, the impeached deputy president, in my opinion, they are trying to hijack and assume the leadership of the revolution.
Yeah.
And yet they're the same characters and what they stood for that the Gen Z stood up against and they were rejecting. So I don't think it's going to work. They are called for people, the assumption that they are trying to front themselves as the leadership of the revolution must be rejected because they don't offer any ideals that's aligned with what the Gen Z stand for.
I reckon the call should be that now that we know that police officers would be deployed, then more pressure would be on police to behave, for government to respect the Constitution.
Absolutely.
I think that's where the pressure should be at.
Because when you talk about freedom, and I listened to C.S. Murkomen when he said, you are free to protest. We are not going to deny you that freedom as per the Constitution. However, there cannot be a however
There can't be a however.
to freedom.
No.
That's the way I see it. But then he said, but we're going to allow you to do that. You don't allow somebody a freedom. No, it is guaranteed.
It's guaranteed.
So when you say we're going to allow you to be free to do this, however, we're going to curtail this in certain areas, then it starts to get a little bit gray. And you wonder, okay, so do you have an understanding then of what freedom is?
I mean, I think these guys need to be just taught simple, basic understanding of the Constitution. Constitution is here. You are here.
Yes.
You get, there is no day where you will be here and control the Constitution on what it needs to do.
Yeah. And what the impeached deputy president is trying to do is the same thing Murkomen is trying to do, to suppress our constitutional provision of the right to picket, the right to demonstrate. Because when he tells you, do not come out, stay at home, he's saying the same message. He's just fear-mongering. He's doing the same thing the CAs or the security personnel are doing, telling if you come out, we are going to deal with you.
Yeah.
And then he says, please don't go because they are going to deal with you. It almost makes me think he's now becoming, the impeached deputy president is becoming a government sympathizer. Because why would he not let the people do what they want to do for their country? The commemoration is a national affair. It's not a political activity.
Sure. Of course, we're going to have an opportunity to discuss it because it can actually get quite thorny.
Right.
Because it is quite something. So was he coming from the place where I said, no, I don't want my children to be killed? Anyway, we'll get into that.
How about you join them?
They said,
lead from the front.
He's joining them and staying at home. Okay. Okay, so quickly, maybe another minute or so. A very good morning to you. Fiery Red says, good morning. Ndu Anaseto. Yay, JK is here. Yes, he is. And getting into that. Jeffrey Ngogi says, thank you, guys. I didn't think it was possible. Jerry, we have yet another one. I didn't think that somebody could actually spell my name wrongly more than it has actually been done. But today, well done, because you've actually put an O and an H after the N and the D. So well done. I have to give you congratulations on that. Jeffrey Gogi, there's no O in my name, neither is there an H. It's just a U. I know that it may sound different, but don't try to make it something it's not. It's Ndu. N-D-U.
Please stress the N.
Ndu. Simple. Just let it roll off your tongue. That's all it takes.
The princess has spoken.
Thank you very much. Robin Burgo is tuning from Mombasa. Abdullahi Abdi Karim says, good morning to you. And Makosle says, good morning to you as well. Mtuflani, good morning to the Princess Sir Shut Up and the Duke of Scarf and the squad. A very good morning. Kasongo must hate the fact that a June 25th will forever exist in our annals. Yes, it's true. Rascador says, good morning. Wanda Spice, been away. Yes, you have. But thank God I'm back. We are very grateful that you are. It's only in Kenya where one person is eating, then we are all okay. When will we wake up? It's only when our person is eating that we are okay. Yeah, that's a problem. Kelvin says, I hope there never comes a day when this regime will, we'll say that this regime was better than the one that comes, because then for real, we'll all be living in hell by then. Yikes. Well, that's what it looks like. Very good morning to everybody. And I know that may not have gotten to some of you, but we see you and we're saying thank you so much for anybody who will come into the room. Asante Sana for being here. But let's get into these conversations today proper. But first, let's take a look at what's happening in the air and on the roads, and we'll come and see what's looking in like what it's looking like in the headlines. Good morning.
This is the situation. This is the Situation Room. The only way to start your day.
Corruption and deep mistrust among activists have heightened tensions. So the gentleman that you see there, His Excellency the President, IG of Police Douglas Kanja, CS Interior Kipchumba Murkomen, and Deputy President Kithure Kindiki on the page there. And of course, what's in that motif? Folks who are holding up the flag of Kenya. So what it looks like this morning on the headline. You want to look into, because we're going to be talking about a lot of these things today.
Yeah.
And the questions are to stay home or not, to close your business or not, to come out to commemorate or not. C'est la question that everybody's asking at this point. So what do you do, and what do freedoms actually guarantee?
Yep.
We'll look into that. You want to look into the other pages, Aseto?
Yep. So let's look at page 2.
So I did this on purpose.
Yes. Let me tell you. Have you ever seen a cat that has been rained on?
Yes, in fact.
How humble it gets.
Kabisa.
Kabisa, right?
Meow.
Listen. Yeah. My dad would tell you, hey, puss. Happy omena. Hey. Remorseful Duale, spared jail, warned against more defiance. Health Cabinet Secretary presents himself to court and apologizes to the judiciary. Kumbe they can apologize. High Court found him guilty of defying orders to stop construction of Ebola facility. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
He knew exactly what the court had said. He chose not to respect what the court had directed and proceeded with the construction against what? Court orders. Court orders, Arangoa, is the law.
Yes.
I think that judge was nice. There's a reason why I'm not a judge. Because there is no explanation. The court has spoken. You've chosen not to. But I spent 15 months in jail.
Yeah, that was
when
the
I just
ask.
spent 15 months
That was
in
the
jail.
prayer for 15 months, right?
Yeah, just spend 15 times in jail.
And first of all, just step away from office. Should have resigned or been sacked immediately.
Do you reckon that he saw the seriousness of the court and that is why he asked for forgiveness?
I mean,
The court seemed that they were going to be quite don't play with us.
I think the Constitution won yesterday. The Constitution is supreme, and that's what we keep saying every day. No one is above the law. A Constitution is ours, and it guides every policy, every contractual agreement we have. So I think he realized that his attempt, which has been the custom of the regime, to suspend the Constitution, we're not going to hold. And I appreciate what the courts did. I really appreciate the winning. This is a win for our Constitution. The rule of law, this is what it is. However, I think it should have gone a bit further and have him step away from office. This is not the first time, especially him, C.S. Ndwale, has violated our Constitution.
Because, look, yes, exactly, that's the point. Because at the end of the day, this man swore to protect the Constitution, right? At the point where you disrespect court orders, that is you going against the Constitution. The judge did an amazing job, but if it were me sitting there, I am sorry.
Yeah.
Ndio iwe funzo kwa wengine wenye tabia kama yako, for you to be an example to others with the same behavior. Bwana 15 months. You know what that has done? You spend 15 months, that means you can never ever run for any public office because you've spent time more than 6 months. You get.
Yes. And then you ask, if the courts found him guilty, because he was found guilty, how did the appointing authority not find him guilty of the same and fire him on that basis?
Was the appointing authority aware?
Oh.
The appointing authority
should have spoken Kitambo.
This is the cookie jar. The appointing authority
is
inside the jar.
Yeah.
Ama? Okay.
It's appointing authority who said, I agreed for those people to come in. Appointing authority as well in that court. Find them all.
Please, yes.
Tuangalie stories zingine.
Oh, so now that you're okay. You're happy.
But yeah.
Okay, so and actually on the bottom of that page is yet another story about conflicting court orders, and the EABL is actually seeking Chief Justice Martha Kome's intervention over conflicting court orders. That's interesting because This is between the Diageo stake in the brewer to Asahi Group Holdings of Japan. So they've got a little bit of confusion amongst what's going on there. So they've said, excuse me, CJ, step in here. Experts call for dialogue on food and water safety. They're saying that, the only way that we can actually do this is to talk about it and gain an understanding of what we need to do.
Yeah.
So research points to dangerously high levels of arsenic, chromium, and nickel in the lake. What lake are we talking about here is Lake Nakuru. We had looked at this story earlier in the week, but they're saying, you know what, we actually need to talk about this, because if we are ingesting the product from this lake, over time, it doesn't show up today.
It becomes
over time, it becomes carcinogenic. And they're saying, could this point to the high levels? Because again, if you want to look at how health experts have mapped the country in terms of the non-communicable diseases, you will find that over time, there's some spots whereby you have levels of cancer rising. And now experts are saying, can we make the connect between the two? Can we deal with this water source, first of all? And then now we can see that you'll probably see a reduction over time again. But if we don't talk about it, we're not going to be able to solve the problem.
I think this should be like a matter of urgency and emergency on the part of government. Why? Because remember, this is a water body in a country where water is scarce and people depend on that water. So if that's the case, then what are they doing to reverse? Because the lake was never like this.
No.
It's because of human... What?
Yeah, it's
participation. It's a human problem.
Yeah.
So it can be fixed. So what's the government doing about it? Because you're denying people of Nakuru economic viability. You are denying them water access. Is that okay? No.
It is not.
And I think there's a feature that was done last week. The water levels have gone so high. Some people have had to move because, we are Kenyans. We encroach on any riparian arable land. So there are some houses that have been converted to fish ponds, in a manner of speaking. And now the residents were arguing, why are you coming to stop me from fishing when I'm still in my farm? It is the water that has come to me. And it has come with the fish.
God, I love that argument.
So I'm fishing in my farm. What's the problem?
Now, but the other issue is the one that you raised, the toxicity levels. We all agree they're being caused by the human activity because of the surrounding farms, commercial farms. It has been established how they spill the chemicals into the water. They drain them into the water. And now that interferes with the water quality. Then we go fishing, we want the fish. They want to stop the people from fishing and eating the fish instead of dealing with the root cause of the problem.
Thank you.
As oftentimes, we say we are going to Mombasa, 7,000 teachers. We are going to talk about and say, you are not dealing with the root cause of the problem.
Yes.
You're saying that you are not dealing with the root cause that's in the flooding areas. You're not dealing with that.
Yeah.
When are we going? Take a problem. Pick anyone that you're dealing with today. You are actually dealing with the symptoms.
Yes.
You are saying, let's apply symptoms. Let's drink Panadol. Let's keep warm. Let's get a hot water bottle and put on the area. You are not dealing with the bacteria. You're not dealing with the virus.
Yeah.
Until we start to deal with the virus, bacteria,
Yes.
we will continue with these issues. People will still have fish in their farms, and then they'll be arrested, and you're not saying, come on, what are you actually doing?
This is my title lead. What you saying, man?
So, but I think the issue of food safety and water safety is a conversation we need to continue having.
We should.
I hear Lake Baringo is about to join with what's the adjacent lake, because the water levels have risen so high. And one is a freshwater lake, the other one is not. So if they're just a few meters now, I think by today, you should get an update on that. So that's another...
Twin Rivers. You're about to have
Yeah,
Twin Rivers.
Twin Rivers.
You know how there's a... Which country is it where
It's Baringo and Bogoria.
Yes.
Yeah,
The other one is Bogoria, yes.
Bwana Bogoria, we used to chemusha mayai. Now
sasa utaletewa chumvi.
You see, like at the...
Mama? Ya mayai.
Yes.
Bwana sasa.
Yes. You were talking of the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean.
Yes, where they
South
meet,
Africa,
but they
where
don't mix. Yes.
So something like that.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Families demanding justice, as they should, for a student who was beheaded and his fingers chopped off in a gruesome murder. Symptoms. You see? There's a problem. Yes, exactly. Let me just tell you, The family of a 21-year-old Thika Technical Training Institute student, Elizabeth Ngina, is demanding swift investigation into her gruesome murder after her mutilated body was found in a rented room in Changombe Estate in Thika. Police from Thika West Sub-County have arrested a suspect linked to the killing of the second-year agricultural extension student whose headless body with missing fingers was discovered in the house believed to belong to her boyfriend. Even if it was your wife, you don't have a right, my friend. The murder has left Elizabeth's family and friends and fellow students in shock, with relatives now calling on detectives to move with speed and establish who killed her. I'd say now, how about you pay some attention there?
Yeah.
Of course, we're looking into the next pages where the nation is on edge as Thursday Gen Z protests stir anxiety across Kenya. Church calls for end to killings ahead of demos. The church is actually saying, please, don't just restrain. If you see somebody approaching Parliament, first, this is as an example.
Yeah.
You actually have a choice. Now, my father used to have... okay, I'm just very careful here. My father was a licensed gun owner, holder.
Engineer Oko.
Okay, Engineer Oko. So he would hunt. He had double barrel and he had air rifles. And he used to tell us that by the time you are engaging, it takes some time. You don't just pick it up and shoot. You think, you take some time, you aim, you fire. What's my point? That by the time you have made the decision to raise your weapon and engage, a thought has crossed your mind. So can you actually see in this moment, when you, even the ones who knelt down in 2 years ago, you kneel, you aim, you fire. A thought has passed your mind for you to say, actually, you know what? I'm looking at this kid. Can I just maybe arrest and detain as opposed to shooting to kill? What's my point? You have a choice.
True.
You can decide not to kill. You can. Or to cause some injurious harm. You have a choice. So why not think like that? Again, symptoms. We're dealing with a core problem.
Tell you what, you see the officers who actually took the time, cock, kneel, aim, fire. You know you only kneel to fire to get the perfect shot. It's a process they thought about and made the decision. If Engineer Oko did not go to Kiganjo for 9 years, for 9 months, and practiced for as a police officer, could tell you that. Now imagine a professionally trained officer who can dismantle any gun and put it back together. You don't tell me they didn't know about it. Question is, who gave the order?
Yeah.
Who gave the order? You see, again, the core.
There.
Going to the
cause.
root cause. Yes. I told you, anything, pick it. Anything you go, you find the root cause. And so now churches are saying, please, we don't have to hear any death. We shouldn't. Not by the gun. Not tomorrow. Please. Ruto's costly trips clash with Gen Z austerity demand. Remember that some of the things that were being requested, demanded in 2024 still remain today. And he actually told people, wanapiga kelele, hata nimerudi soko, hata nimekuja tu kubadilisha shati. Kesho naenda tena. Yeah, he did. He actually said that.
I think he's leaving today as well, if he hasn't left already.
If he has not left already.
Oh.
Yes.
So ikitampata kiwa hewani.
Sindio? Hata last time ilikuwa tulizo ama?
Cameroon or Congo, somewhere.
Okay.
Just away from Kenya.
Okay.
Anywhere but away from Kenya.
Finance bill 2 years on. Courts yet to answer crucial queries. It's coming. Rising costs, capitation delays push heads to demand higher school fees. They're in Mombasa, 7,300 of them.
Yes.
And this is secondary school heads. And they're actually saying, you know what? Again, see, root cause. They're saying capitation delay. What causes the capitation delay?
Right.
They're saying rising costs. What is causing this high inflation? They're pushing school heads to demand higher fees so that they can come back and say, you know what? We need more money. This is a quagmire because here, I don't believe that 53,000 shillings, and I don't want to sound bougie. I actually see the different things that you should then be able to offer our children in schools.
Yeah.
And that 53,000 shillings for the year does not cover it. That's the truth. Even if this money was coming on time and when it's supposed to come, I beg your pardon. So that's why capitation comes in. So 53,000 shillings, if it was the only money, yes?
Yes.
Again, what I'm saying, it was the only money coming, it is not enough. it is buffered by capitation. Now, the problem comes in when you don't pay the capitation, number one, on time or not at all. So then we start to say this 53K is actually not enough. But the point is that it is public education.
Yeah.
It is supposed to be buffered by government. Now, in the event that they don't buffer, that's now when Ndu comes and says, actually, you know what? That 53K is not enough. But you're not doing your part.
True that. But again, the root cause
A bus. Do you see now?
is that we don't have the unit cost of our education.
We don't know. The
So-
CS actually admitted that they
admitted,
don't
yes.
know how much
They
it
don't
costs to
know.
take a child from pre-primary to university.
Correct.
Yes.
So even when we say 53,000 may not be enough, we still don't know for a fact whether, in actuality, how much we need for the unit cost.
This is true.
The root cause is that we need to audit our education system. Remember, we've had ghost schools which have been receiving capitation.
Yes.
Money that would have otherwise gone to schools where it is needed. Remember also, we keep having a fluctuating numbers of teachers and students every now and then. We must audit our education system and have it public funded because we can afford it.
Yeah.
We just need to organize ourselves better. But these stories, even if we increase the school fees we pay, even if capitation is increased, it still does not translate to quality, accessible education for
You
all.
know, when you look at the issues in the education sector today, and this is where now conversations around pending bills comes in, because the government of Kenya owes schools around 70 billion shillings,
Over
right?
the last 6 years,
Over
yes.
the last 6 years. That means teachers, schools that were supplies were supplied to schools 6 years ago, right? When capitation gets there and these people need to be paid, they are the first priority because school has to continue. So
Yeah.
one asks the question, if schools today say are dealing with that debt, what about today?
Yeah.
What about
Yes.
today?
That's what compromises
You know,
our quality
What
now.
about
This
today?
is very true.
Because then what they're forced to do is to buy poor quality food for our children. That's
Which
why
they do.
children are eating weevils. And you don't want them to complain because I'm not feeding my child weevils.
Oh, it's just funny
You get
because
what I mean?
last night I had a conversation with my daughter and she said, Mom, the boys' school food is horrible. I said, our food is horrible. But then, so I said, what is horrible about this food? She said, they eat ugali that's half cooked with cabbage and water. I said, hang on, the water they drink? She said, no, the cabbage is mixed with the water.
The cabbage is drowning in the water.
is soup.
And you're told that's soup.
And
Now
the weevils is
imagine
alternative source of protein.
Your daughter's never seen cabbage soup in her life. But now
She was traumatized.
she's seeing cabbage soup together with ugali that is almost a soup as well.
Yes.
And you want to tell me you're dealing with the root cause of the problem?
You're not.
Quality of education.
What do you
is
expect
it?
to happen? That's why you find head. I couldn't believe it. So, but even a couple of years ago, did we not see a picture of a head teacher? What are they called? School head. In Wakulima buying a basket of tomatoes. Because why? Why?
Penny
They need to go
fields.
and make sure that they can actually get it themselves.
No, basket of
But
tomato
no one is willing to supply
in
you.
a population of 500.
No, yes, nobody will bring it to you.
Yeah.
Nobody will bring it to you.
Root cause.
While this is happening, Ogamba says that students who were found guilty of causing chaos, mayhem in school,
Yeah.
and that destruction of property happened as a result of that, guess what? Their parents will pay.
Yep.
It's coming from the ministry. Okay?
The court, the ODPP as well spoke yesterday. The 16 who are suspects in the Utumishi fire will be prosecuted
Yes.
on different accounts, including murder.
So I believe we're coming around to the end of 21 days. Remember that the court does count 21 days void of the weekends. Any legal thing that we say, even if I give you a demand for 7 days, I'm not counting the weekend in between, right?
Right.
So I think we're coming in next week to the end of the 21 days for which these 8 girls were held.
Yeah.
And then the court will then declare itself on that issue.
It's a sad case, a sad situation. And I think another root cause of the education mess is the CES. You know, if it was in some other country, the mere fact that that incident prevailed and we lost lives in that school, the CES would have stepped out of office.
Very fast.
Please, let's learn from London. Keir Starmer just resigned yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
And
if
no
you
school
count-
was burnt.
And no school was burnt.
school
It's
was
because
burnt.
they said, ulipokea nini mingi sana.
Yes.
And
Because
he
sababu-
kept quiet about it for a long time. Can you imagine?
Also because you gave promises that you
that
never
you have
fulfilled.
not yet fulfilled.
You say, a guy,
Imenilemea.
I give this
can't.
opportunity to
Yes.
Somebody else come and try.
to do it better than me.
Hey, Africa.
Aye.
Africa. When God.
Africa.
In case you thought that we have run out of examples for the root cause, the High Court has visited sites linked to the Shakahola massacre. Inside the horror, High Court has gone to see. Now that we're listening and trying to interpret the things that are brought before the court, how about we go and actually see what it is that we're talking about? And did they not just meet the horror? We're talking about the Shakahola massacre, where 500 people died. They've been reported to have died, have been made to believe that they could starve to salvation by a cult led by controversial Pastor Paul Mackenzie. Justice Wendy Kagendo said the visits will give the court a better understanding of the physical horror victims encountered in Shakahola and Kwabinzaru in 2023 and 2025, respectively. So that's going on.
Yeah.
And you know what? We've done all that and we've not even looked at all the pages, but we're getting into an Africa Forward. It's time for Kenya, Australia Summit. Australia is coming.
Yes,
Australia's
but
coming.
as Australia comes,
real quick.
Kenyans BA, page 9 of the Standard says, state moves to regulate social media ahead of 2027 polls. Please read up on that. The government is set to control social media platforms after Parliament approved the National Cybersecurity Agency Order 2026, paving the way for establishment of an institution that will regulate the digital space in a move that is already raising concerns. Stay woke. Stay woke, people.
Stay woke. There are going to be questions. There are going to be things. They're going to be said. Let's get into it with a conversation with Ken Lusaka in the hot seat at 7. Good morning.
This is the Situation Room.